Hello divas, diamonds and dolls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Femininity with Mama Gail. Today, let's talk about dealing with our inner issues. We can get well dressed from head to toe by every color wig, different types of jewelry, all kinds of designer clothes, go get manis and petties, all kinds of makeup, different brands, different scents, different smells of fragrances and things of that nature, and look like we are well put together and have everything together, all our ducks in a row. But those inner issues will arise and bring the fool up out of you, bring the trauma up out of you, bring the pain up out of you, have triggers and things of that nature that snap and cause you to react because you have not dealt with, you have not faced the things that are in you that you allow to lie dormant, but they have the power to come up and embarrass you. If you had something traumatic happen to you and it hasn't happened to you in a long time, even since you were a child, and now you've transitioned into this new journey of dealing with and being feminine, dealing with things in a soft, sweet, tender, caring, loving, passionate, kind way, and all of a sudden that trigger is hit, is touched, and you respond before you have a chance to think, you haven't dealt with the inner issues. If you have a problem with being vulnerable and you're placed in a vulnerable situation out of your control, and that situation is facing you right now, and the only way you know how to deal with it is to deal with it in the way that you've always dealt with stuff. You don't like being vulnerable, so you put up walls and bars and things of that nature, and guard your heart and protect yourself from the very one who you should be vulnerable with, because you have not dealt with the inner issues. The inner issues of fear. I'm never going to trust anyone. I'm never going to put my trust in anyone because all men lie. I'm going to go to women. I'm going to date women because women understand me. Gay women cheat. Gay women lie. Gay women do the same thing men do. People are people, regardless of your preference. But we have these fears of what one person did or how one person treated us, instead of dealing with the inner issues. We'll go to and switch up to another partner or a different gender and things of that nature, instead of us dealing with the inner issues. In the feminine journey, if you have made this journey to walk in femininity, to be feminine, to work on yourself, dressing up yourself, being more soft and sweet and tender and things of that nature, being more ladylike, addressing yourself, carrying yourself in a manner of gaining respect and having feminine presence and aura and energy and radiance, and this beauty about yourself that is not just from the outer but from the inner. If you've done the work of doing all of that, why not invest a little more in dealing with, facing, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, this and that happened to me. How am I going to deal with this? Face it and talk to it and tell it. You don't have control over me. I have control over you, and you will not make me go back and do what I've done, how I've always responded, and do the things that I've always done the way that I've always done it. And don't get me wrong, some of us have deeper issues. We need counseling. Why not invest in sitting down and talking to somebody, even if it's just once a month, to deal with your inner issues? Some of us have dealt with narcissists who have tore our total confidence down. And we need to face what happened to us. See the part that we played in being codependent and address that issue. And even if we walked away from it, look at and examine how I'm not going to allow this to happen to me again. I see the signs. Instead of still having that same love for that same type of partner in you and attracting the same type of man because of the inner issues you have in you. So when someone comes along that wants to treat you well, treat you like a queen, love you the way that you deserve to be loved, your inner issues tell you no, you can't trust him. Fear arises. Your inner issues are arising because you have not dealt with the past issues. Some of us change men like we change our underwear. And excuse me if that's disrespectful or if you find that to be a little vulgar, but it's the truth. It's a fact. We don't spend any quiet time dealing with ourselves, the inner issues. We're so feminine and soft and sweet and looking like candy. But when something arises within us, the inner issues, the ugliness, the demons come up and arise and cause you to respond and act and jump and attack and things of that nature, or even flow in your masculine energy because you're afraid to be vulnerable. You're afraid to love. You're afraid to reach out. So now you're trying to control everything around you. And in that controlling, all of this comes from feminine woman. You refuse to deal with the inner issues. What's going on? We always looking at videos and, looking up things that talk about the narcissistic male, but are you narcissistic? Have you looked at yourself? Are you selfish? Are you controlling? Do you dominate men with sex, your partner with sex, and then try to control them? Are you jealous and envious and don't want anybody else speaking to your mate? Saying anything because if you're not around to your mate? Because you have insecurities and issues? When the feminine woman should be confident and secure and have a sweetness and a softness and a radiance and a difference about her, but your inner issues arise and you say, oh, this is just me, this is how I always been, this, I don't have to listen to this, I don't have to deal with them issues within me, I'm still feminine, I'm still soft, I'm still sweet. But then you wonder why you keep repeating the same cycle of the same kind of man, attracting the same kind of man. Why can't I keep a man? Why do these men keep saying the same thing about me, me, me? It's not always somebody else, sis. Sometimes it's us. We have to deal with those inner issues. The traumas need counseling. The fears need to be spoken to. You are not going to control me. You are not going to make a fool out of me. You are not going to make me respond the way that I've always responded. Deal with the inner issues. And when you feel the inner issues arising that you can control, you speak the feminine, the softness, speak out of your feminine energy to the situation. or to whoever it is that is provoking you and bringing you to a place of, I would have responded this way back then, but because of who I am now, I'm going to respond to you like the lady that I am, in feminine presence, with a healing presence and a healing power, because you're hurting. I see what that is. You're not attacking me, you're attacking the fear that's in you. You're not attacking me, you're attacking the hurt that's in you. And because I see that you're hurting, I'm not going to inflict more pain on you because of who I am, because of who I represent. I'm not going to respond to that. I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Everything does not need a response. When you deal with your inner issues, your femininity will rise to a level of the aura, the energy that flows out of you is so beautiful and attractive because it's not competing with the issues and the femininity and the choice of which one you're going to allow to arise. So you deal with the inner issues. Nothing wrong with going to see someone. Nothing wrong with talking to someone. Nothing wrong with being alone for a certain period of time and asking yourself, why do I keep finding myself in these messed up situations? What is it about me? If I've changed and done the work that needed to be done to get a different response and things are still going the same way, I have some inner issues that I need to work on, to deal with, to address, to face. Yeah. Deal with your inner issues, sis. It'll bring you to a much sweeter, calmer, peaceful place in life. This is Femininity with Mama Gail. Have a blessed and prosperous day, divas, diamonds, and dolls. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.